share with you a little from my book, Nourish, my new book. And I'm going to start with a little piece from the second chapter, and it is Freedom from the Weight. And so this chapter is really just talking about surrendering everything to the Lord. And that's really what my book Nourish talks about. Is it not only talks about the practical side of taking care of our bodies, but it talks about getting God involved in our journey of taking care of our bodies, because we are a three-part being. We're spirit, soul, and body. And so in order for us to get healthy on the outside, we first have to get healthy on the inside. And so freedom from the weight really is just talking about a little bit about, first of all, if you've seen my Facebook page, you might have seen that I posted this week some magazine covers. And I actually took those pictures straight from magazines that were at my gym, and I just took, a few snapshots of some of the covers. And it literally took me 5 seconds to grab some images that promise all of these false claims. And it's not that, they're necessarily bad to follow a plan or learn how to lose the last 5 pounds or whatever it may be promising. But let's face it, if you've looked at any of these magazine covers, you probably know that they're really, bodacious claims. They're really, quick fix things, lose 20 pounds in 1 week. Things like that. And I think deep down we all know that it's really not accurate, that it's not even something that will last. Even if we did lose the 5 pounds in 1 week or, drop 20 inches in a day, we know that it's not something that will last long term. And yet, so often we fall into these claims and we buy into them. And why is that? I think most of us are looking for freedom from the weight. We're all looking for the answer to our problems, whatever it may be, whether it's, something that's weighing us down emotionally or on our minds, or, physical weight. And we're trying to lose weight or come to a healthy place with our bodies. And deep down, we all know that, all of the world's ways don't work. If you've tried diets, if you've tried anything in your own strength or your own ability, you know that it doesn't work. And even if you do reach something, like I said, it doesn't last long term. But yet, so often we look to the world, or we look to our own wisdom or our own self, in order to find a result. And that's because ultimately, we're not looking to God, the one who is truly our source, our wisdom, He's the one who will give us the strength and the grace to do everything that we need to do. And so I'm going to share a little portion of this chapter that really dives into that. It says, despite the fact that these claims made by magazines are often unrealistic and contradictory, they continue to sell by the millions. This tells me one thing: people are desperately looking for guidance on caring for our bodies. There's just one problem with all these diets, plans, and formulas. Each one encourages us to rely on our own strength and ability. I believe that this is opposite of how God designed us, which is to completely rely upon Him in every area of our lives. It's no wonder every cheap imitation we settle for always seems to fall short. I left the grocery store that day with a heavy heart, and it got me thinking. All of the messages that we're bombarded with daily can leave us feeling overwhelmed and confused, unsure of where to turn. I began to see so many of us have trouble surrendering to the Lord. In the midst of all the noise, how often are we tuning into His leading? I believe that if we're ever going to experience lasting freedom in the way that we view our bodies, food, or anything else that weighs us down, we have to look to the one who is constant and never changes. And so I would just encourage you guys today that if you found yourself looking for freedom in the world's ways, or freedom in your own self, in your own wisdom, your own knowledge, or maybe trying things that you've done before, I would encourage you to first of all look to God, the one who is constant, who is never changing, whose word has the answer to everything that we have need of, and He will lead and guide us and show us the best path, the best plan for our lives in every area. So I hope that encourages you guys today, and be sure to head over to nourishbook.com to check out my new book, Nourish. And sorry, that's my 5-month-old daughter sneezing in the background there. But also, from now on, join us every Monday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time, and we'll be doing a little portion of my book, along with some nourishing devotionals, and also just some practical tips on how to care for our body, because like I said, We're not only a body, but we're also a spirit and a soul. So, we have to take care of every part of us. So in the future, we'll even be talking about clean eating recipes, meal planning, different things to help you on your journey to health. So join me every Monday at 4 o'clock Eastern Time. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your Monday.